Hi all, welcome back. During this lesson, I'm going to go through the sine rule. Here it is. The learning intention is, of course, understanding the sine rule and its applications. Okay, let me introduce the sine rule. I do have a triangle here. This is not a right angle triangle, so it could be any combinations of these three angles added to 180. Here I have labeled such a way that opposite side length in a lowercase to the angle given here, the reference angle, so that I can refer this one nicely. So the sine rule says the ratio between the length and the sine value of the opposite angle stays the same for a given triangle. So if I look at B over sine B or C over sine C, exactly same as A over sine A. So that's what I've written here. And of course, you can flip this one and write down the sine value of a given angle divided by the opposite length, side length, is exactly the same for every case in this triangle. Let's see how you use this one in a problem. So what is being given here is find the unknown length x. And of course, the opposite angle here is 42 and I know the length here is 12 and the opposite angle is 51. So I can apply the sine rule to find the x. I can write down x divided by sine 42 is equal to 12 divided by sine 51 and then solve for x using the CAS calculator or just do some algebraic expressions so that you can leave the answer in exact form. Now here I have written what I just called before, x on sine 42 equals 12 on sine 51. I need to move the sine 42 to the right hand side, which means I'm multiplying both sides by sine 42 to find an expression for x now. So here an expression for x which is 12 sine 42 on sine 51. Well, of course, in a question you will be asked this. The x can be calculated using, and then you will be given some expressions. You need to identify this one. The calculator would not give this. It will give you the answer 10.33 centimeters to the second decimal when you round off. Therefore, make sure you do understand this algebraic manipulation here as well, the simplification, so that you can find x in its exact form. This is the exact form, and this is the rounded form to the second decimal. Hope you got that. Now let's have a look at another one. Now in this case, I've been asked to find the angle. Now if I were to do that, I would go up and use the second variation of this formula. It's just because putting unknowns on the numerator helps us easily. It helps us. Hence, we will write sine value of x divided by the length 11 is equal to sine value of 34 divided by the opposite length here is 20. Let me have a look. That's what I have written. Sine x on 11 is equal to sine 34 on 12. To simplify this, first I need to get rid of that 11, multiplying both sides by 11, and then just writing that part leads to the next expression where when I have sine value of an angle, the way we find x, in this case x, is taking the sine inverse of the other side. So that's the expression I can write down, or rather the exact value for x. But if I punch this one into the calculator, you will of course get the solution 17.91. So that's in degrees. And then of course you can convert that into degrees minutes using 2D ms function. Of course you can punch solve in the CAS calculator and then make sure you give the conditional where x is between 0 to 180 just to get that answer. So you need to make sure that you put that one in unless you type sine inverse expression that you written at the end. So if I were to solve, then give the conditional. So the conditional is under math 3 here. Just in math 3, when you click math 3, you will get the conditional icon on the pad. Right. Now, the next bit is I'm going to look at the ambiguous case. So ambiguous case is I have been given an angle, 39 as it says, and then I've been given 15 for AB, and I also been given AC without a length, just AC, the angle of BAC, that means BA, which is 15, and then C, that is 39, and also we've been given BC as 12. So if the BC is 12, and if I do not know AC, this is called the ambiguous case, where I can drop this BC onto the AC just on that side or this side. So there are two ways that I can draw this 12 centimeters where BC meets AC, either close to A or a bit further away from A. Now, each of these cases, I would get two different angles at C. This becomes acute, that becomes obtuse. Now I need to find the other angles. The other angles mean if this is obtuse, this is acute, and it's smaller. And if this is acute, this could be obtuse or acute depending on the values 15 and 12. But that will be larger angle. So there are two angles here, two possible angles at C as well. So that's what we call the ambiguous case. Let's consider the first case, where I'm going to drop the 12 further away from A. And then if I look at the calculations again, you would simply apply the sine rule. Right? You would apply the sine rule. 12 divided by sine 39 is equal to 15 divided by sine x, or sine x divided by 15, sine 39 divided by 12. So you set them, and then you will find one of them being an angle 52 in this case. If that is 52, and in the case number 2, you will find it is the supplementary angle. The other angle here that you come up is basically 52 from 180. Just take 52 from 180. How it's going to work is fairly easy. You can look at this triangle as an isosceles. So in this case, this triangle is an isosceles. This side is exactly same as that side. If you ended up this being 52, that will be 52. Hence that angle becomes 180 minus 52. So that's easy to calculate. Once you found one angle in this ambiguous case, you simply take that from 180 to find the other angle, as in here. So if you add them up, they're supplementary. So the case 1 is the acute angle with 52. Case 2 is obtuse angle with 128. And once you know this, you can calculate respective angle at B. If this is 52, well, 39 and a 52, and this angle is 180 again, angles in a triangle. So you take 39 and 52 off 180 to find that one, which becomes 89. So the one possible set of answers for this case is 52, 89 here. And then the other one, when this is 128, 180 minus 39 minus 128, that would give you 13 degrees. So that becomes 13 degrees. The other possible set of answers for C and B angles respectively are 128 and 13. I hope you got that. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm happy to get back to you with some screencast and doing challenging or difficult problems for you. On that note, I would say enjoy the lesson. I'll catch you next time.